All right, everybody, buckle up because today we're getting you ready for takeoff.
Take off.
Yeah, your upcoming residential for this disruption and transformation course. And I hear it's intense.
Really?
Oh, yeah, we're not just talking lectures and breakout sessions here. Apparently, there's a flight simulator involved.
Wow, a flight simulator. That's a new one. Using a flight simulator for leadership development. I'm intrigued.
Right. So let's find out why they might have you in the cockpit. Unit 10 in your prep materials is all about situational awareness.
Okay.
And it looks like they're taking inspiration from some pretty high-stakes fields.
What fields are those?
Aviation and medicine. They say that cognitive tunneling in those worlds. Well, that's a recipe for disaster.
Huh.
So can you break it down for us? What exactly is cognitive tunneling, and how does that translate to, the business world?
Okay, so imagine this. You're so laser focused on one task, like you're trying to hit a deadline, but you end up missing crucial information around you. That's cognitive tunneling.
Okay, so you're so focused on one thing that you miss everything else that's going on.
Exactly, like a pilot who's fixated on a warning light and then they miss a critical altitude change. Or in medicine, a surgeon is so focused on one procedure that they miss a developing complication.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Now bring that to the business world. You could be so set on reaching a quarterly target that you miss a major market shift. Or maybe you're so deep in your to-do list that you don't even see a conflict brewing within your team.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I've totally been there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so focused on one thing that I get completely blindsided by something else. Is there anything we can do to avoid these tunnel vision traps?
Absolutely. There's a framework for that. It's called the Stanton, Chambers, and Piggott framework. And it breaks down situational awareness into 3 key stages: perception, comprehension, and projection.
Okay, so break that down for us.
So first, you perceive the information around you, all those signals and data points. Then you comprehend it, you make sense of it all, you understand its significance. Finally, you project, anticipating how the situation might evolve based on what you've gathered.
So it's like having a roadmap to navigate the, let's be honest, often chaotic world of business.
Exactly.
But how can understanding this framework help someone who's about to head into this residential? Once they're there, in the thick of it, what can they do?
Okay, well, imagine you're in a group project and one teammate seems to dominate the discussion. They're consistently steering things in their preferred direction.
Right. We've all been there.
With this framework in mind, you're more likely to perceive this dynamic. And I don't just mean the teammate's actions, but also the reactions or lack thereof from others.
Okay.
Then you move into comprehension. Ask yourself, why might this dynamic be happening? Is it impacting the group's progress?
I see.
Finally, you project. If this continues, how might it affect the project's outcome? This framework, you see, it helps you not only recognize but respond strategically to these interpersonal dynamics.
So you're saying it's like you're becoming a detective, picking up on subtle cues and anticipating what might happen next. That's incredibly valuable, and not just in a classroom setting, but in any real-world team scenario.
Exactly. This isn't just about acing a case study. It's about building skills that translate directly to real-world leadership.
Speaking of real-world application, the source material actually highlights an exercise, Activity 10.1, that uses analogic reasoning to compare aviation to business.
Oh, interesting.
Now, I love a good analogy, but how on earth do they make that comparison relevant?
Well, the outline we have here doesn't go into specifics, but I'm guessing it involves drawing parallels between navigating a complex aircraft and steering a company towards success, or even comparing communication breakdowns in the cockpit to misaligned strategies in a boardroom.
I see. So it's about recognizing patterns and applying those principles across different domains.
Yeah.
And that's not all. The source material also mentions a video 10.1, from the Australian Civil Aviation Safety Authority. It's supposed to offer more insights into building situational awareness.
Oh, yeah.
Any hints about what we can expect?
I haven't seen the video myself, but I'm sure it dives deeper into practical strategies that pilots use to maintain situational awareness.
Such as?
Things like effective communication, cross-checking instruments, and developing a shared mental model of the situation. Those things that keep a plane on course even in the face of unexpected challenges.
And this is where it gets really interesting. We can take these pilot-tested strategies and apply them to our own business situations.
Right.
It's all about recognizing that these principles are applicable to diverse contexts.
Exactly. But as you probably know, there's always a gap between learning something in theory and applying it in the real world.
It's true.
It's one thing to understand the framework, but is another to actually put it into practice.
Totally. The source material even includes a section called Activity 10.2, Write Your Personal Takeaways.
Oh yes, I've seen that.
This is where the real learning starts. It's not just about understanding the framework. It's about making it your own, applying it to your own specific challenges.
You're right. It's not just about the theory, but how you apply it to your own life.
What are some of the challenges you anticipate facing during this residential?
Oh, that's a good question.
How can you use the perception, comprehension, and projection framework to navigate those challenges effectively? This is about turning theory into action, about becoming proactive instead of reactive.
You're right. It's about getting out of your head and applying what you've learned.
I love how this is prompting you to think ahead, to anticipate those potential roadblocks, and to come up with a game plan. No more being caught off guard.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of situational awareness. It's about being prepared, being observant, and being able to adjust course as needed. It's about recognizing the subtle signals around you and using them to guide your decisions.
After this deep dive into situational awareness, I'm really seeing things in a new light. It's
Yeah.
way more than just, acing a flight simulator or nailing a presentation.
Right.
It's about becoming a better leader. And not just in the classroom, in all parts of life, really.
You got it. This whole idea of being present and observant and anticipatory, that's a powerful skill. It can help us all, really, no matter what we do. And, the source material emphasizes how important broader attention is for situational awareness.
So you're saying don't get so focused on one task that you miss the bigger picture.
Exactly. Think about it. It's easy to get caught up in your own little world, your own agenda, but it's so important to be able to step back and see the larger context, the relationships, the dynamics at play. So as you go into this residential experience, I challenge you. Identify one specific opportunity where you can actively practice expanding your awareness
Okay, I like that.
beyond just your immediate tasks.
But when would that be?
Well, maybe it's during a team dinner, or a casual conversation with another participant, or even just observing the dynamics of a group project. See if you can step outside of your own headspace for a bit and tune into those subtle cues and signals around you.
That's great advice. It's like they say, knowledge is potential power, but only if you actually use it. Right.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You've got the tools, you've got the framework, and now you've got the challenge. Now it's time to take those lessons and really make them your own.
So there you have it, everyone. A crash course in situational awareness, just in time for your big residential adventure. We hope this deep dive has given you the tools and insights you need to navigate those challenges like a pro.
And remember, expanding your awareness is a journey. It's not a destination.
Oh, I like that.
Stay curious, stay engaged, and most importantly, keep learning.
Until next time, happy flying.